Bro, look at my beanie. See that white dust? That's all drywall. I'm a hardworking man behind these videos. A lot of people don't know that. I don't strive to be the next Nardwuar by any means. That's clearly a one-of-one legend. You can't copy that. That's just who he is, a freaking legend. A while ago, I decided I wanted to start doing more things that I enjoy, and that's posting music content on YouTube. Not only that, but I've been putting myself outside of my comfort zone and trying new things because I want to do different things. And one of those things is doing band interviews, and so far I've done 2 band interviews on my channel. I definitely have more on the way moving forward, but I knew I wasn't going to get it perfect on the first try, first couple of interviews, and I'm still not where I want to be, but I know I'm going to get there. My goal whenever I talk to a band is to make them as comfortable as possible because I don't want the band to have an energy where it feels like I'm holding everyone captive, because that would be so embarrassing and just time wasting for everybody involved. And interviews are always fun because I just get to pick the brains of all these bands I'm a fan of, and I don't think I'll interview a band I'm not a fan of. Now, I say all of this and I'm just talking and rambling because I do band interviews, and that means I have some dream or bucket list interviews, and that's the whole purpose of this whole video today. I want to talk about the bands I want to interview moving forward, and it might be impossible, but I'm going to try it either way. And some of these bands, I might just list an artist within the band or like a band member, so I'll make it clear so I'm not confusing anybody. So like and subscribe, that would definitely help me out, and you guys support me all the time, so I know you're going to smash that like button and comment a video idea or comment anything really. First band on my list that I would love to interview is Glitterer. And all of these bands in some way feel kinda unachievable, but this band Glitterer feels like the most realistic option. Sorry if you hear purring in the background. My cat Mona is literally purring here. What's up, Mona? What are you doing, little Mona? And a lot of people assume that I just want to interview Glitterer because of Ned Russin, who was formerly in the band Title Fight. But honestly, I want to talk to Glitterer because I'm really fascinated with the band and their sound. Yes, I'm a fan of Ned Russin and I'm a fan of Title Fight, obviously, and I would love to interview Title Fight, but that doesn't really seem that realistic. And with Glitterer, I just love the way that they have some sort of aggressive vocals, and in the background they have some of the prettiest noises. So this band has a unique sound, and whenever they're coming to California, I'm gonna try to see them and try to ask if I can interview them and all that jazz, because it would be an honor and I would just be so excited and try to do the best possible interview. So yeah, I don't know if anyone on the Glitterer team will ever see this video, but if you see it, I'm down. I hope you're down, and if not, damn. The next band that I would absolutely, positively would go crazy over to interview is the band Hum. Whether it be a couple members or just the singer Matt Talbott, I would definitely want to talk to them. Oh my god, I don't know why I keep adding spaces to my sentences, like very after every word. Chill out. But dude, if I ever got that interview, I just feel like that interview will happen. I'm kind of manifesting it. It's in the stars. And I say this a lot of the time, and I feel like some people think I'm joking when I say this, but dude, Hum is my favorite band ever. It's not even close. It's not even close every time I think about it, and I don't want anyone to think I'm joking because I'm not. I'm being dead serious. Not just the exploding riffs, not just the little softer, calculated moments. Dude, the songwriting on here is the best part about this band, and I feel like Hum has grabbed my attention in many different ways, more than any other band ever. They make the exact type of music I would love to make. They make just different types of music too. Sometimes they're screaming, sometimes it's just chilled out talking vocals. If I had a sit down interview with, the band members, I know the drummer's no longer here with us, unfortunately, RIP. Like I try to do with all my interviews, I try to pick out the brains of these musicians, and these bands I'm a huge fan of. These bands I'm huge fans of. That probably makes more sense. I would just ask all these questions, but I would keep a calm and composed demeanor because I don't want to seem too fangirly. Y'all don't understand, man. Y'all don't get it. That band is just my band. Next band on my list slash artist would be Pavement, Stephen Malkmus. In every interview I see of Stephen Malkmus, I always see that he has this sarcastic demeanor, which I find hilarious, and I feel like a bunch of people kind of find it rude, but I don't. I get it. And every time I mention Pavement, I always got to mention Stockton, California, because they originated there, obviously, and I would just love to hear about the early years. And I know people ask about Stockton, but I would go more in depth and just get the whole vibe of that era that I didn't live in. I would like to know the songwriting process. I would just like to learn about a lot of stuff because they made it out of Stockton, man. They made it out. And whether that was a hard thing to do back then, I don't know. But they're probably my favorite band from around my area. And, you know, there's been a lot of great bands in the Bay Area, in Central California. Could you imagine me just interviewing the band walking the streets of Stockton, California? That might be a little bit sketchy. That might be a little bit risky, but you know what? There would definitely be a red carpet everywhere we walked. So next band on my list is Sonic Youth, and that kind of seems impossible because they're not together. So I'm going to say Lee Ranaldo. Man, getting all of Sonic Youth together would probably be impossible, and conducting an interview just sounds like not real. But if I had to talk to anybody from that group, I would talk to Lee Ranaldo because of, you know, legendary guitarist. I would talk about gear, even though I'm not a specializer in amps and pedals and stuff. I would still like to learn, hearing about touring, favorite memories, stuff like that, you know. I wouldn't call Lee Ranaldo underrated, but I would say he's the unsung hero of that band. And I know some people would ask me, why would you even want to interview Sonic Youth? Bruh. Yes, I know. What happened to Nardwuar? Not cool. But dude, if they did that to me, I wouldn't even bat an eye. I would let them ridicule me. I don't care, dude. They're Sonic Youth. I'd appreciate just being in the presence of those people that have created iconic music. But yeah, I don't know the relationship with the whole band right now, currently, and I don't think anybody does, but Sonic Youth, if you're watching, please hook it up. Now let me move on to the Mazzy Star legend, singer of Mazzy Star, singer of Hope, Sandoval, and the Warm Inventions, the one and only Hope Sandoval. Like I said, legend from Mazzy Star, legend in general, a very iconic figure. Check out the tattoo, you have to. That's that Mazzy Star logo. I've heard a lot of people say that that logo is pretty terrible. I think different because I tattooed that on my body. So clearly, if I have a tattoo of a band, then that band means a lot to me. And this band does mean a lot to me. This band reminds me a lot of Alexa. This band reminds me of just scenery. Close my eyes right now and I could just picture an ocean, wave, and trees. I know that Hope doesn't really do that many interviews, and I understand because, you know, interviews might be annoying. I would imagine that this interview would take place in like a coffee shop or a tea shop. Is a tea shop a thing? I don't know. That's the whole vibe I get with Hope, and you know, it would be a dope time because she's Mexican, I'm Mexican. The representation would go bonkers. In the interviews that I do hear, she's very soft-spoken, and it would just be a good, wholesome time, I feel like. Let's move on to the Breeders because I would love to do this interview. I would love to be around this band. And as I was writing my notes, I didn't realize how big of a fan I was of the Breeders because I feel like their overall sound is exactly what most of the alternative rock is now. The harmony that the band created, the riffs that they created, the fact that the band can just create a scenario within your mind just from music. I love the overall songwriting power of this band. And let me show you something I got recently. I got this Option magazine from 1993 with the Breeders on it, and dude, legends in the game. But yeah, man, I started buying a lot of 90s and 80s magazines, and it's just been a fun time. And I needed this Breeders Option magazine because it's the Breeders, and it was so clean, great condition, a lovely interview conducted within the magazine, and just love the 90s. Always felt like the Breeders are some of the last cool people on this planet. Where would this interview take place? I feel like it would take place in a forest. That would be such a wonderful time. Okay, and the last band. It's not a band, it's an artist, and this artist is Alex G. I know that this Alex G interview would probably be a little hard to get because I believe Alex is not a fan of interviews. And like I said before, I know interviews can be annoying. I try not to make it annoying because bands and artists do get interviewed by people that might give off a vibe where it's like, I don't even want to be here. I don't even want to talk to you, but this is my job, so I have to ask you these questions that you've heard all the time. So Alex G not wanting to do an interview, totally understand. I feel like a lot of people online have this perception of Alex G where it's like he hates his fans, because sometimes you would see him go off on fans or just tell people to shut up while he's performing, and I don't blame him because most of the time I feel like it's the fans being disrespectful, and bruh, isn't it crazy? If you're nice, then nothing will happen, but if you're being mean, something bad will happen. And I'm not kissing ass just to get an interview. I feel like I would think this if I hated Alex G anyways, but that's just my little rant on fan interaction, fan disrespect. To me, this interview doesn't feel impossible. It feels a little bit hard probably, but definitely within reach and possibility. So yeah, that's the last artist slash band on my list of bands I want to interview. Do you guys think it's possible? I think it's possible. I think it's all mindset, man. You just got to shoot your shot and just see what happens. It would be so fun to have these experiences, and I would come educated, and I would come with cool questions, man. Who would you like to see me interview? And I will definitely see if that's possible. I will just ask a bunch of people. Should be a fun time moving forward on this YouTube channel, and I'll try to get more interviews. I'll try to talk to more bands and do all this stuff for you guys. It's truly a wonderful time whenever you're around a band that has unique talent, and then you can hear from them and you could just pick their brains like I said before. That's all I have to say. Sorry I looked a little rough in this video, dude. I literally have a dirty beanie from work from yesterday because my hair was looking really crazy. You guys want to see it? Like, what is this, bro? I look like a freaking lion or something. Shout out Texas for the beanie because that's where I got it, a gas station. But yeah, I wanted to pump out a video, bro, because I didn't post yesterday and I felt terrible. I came back from work pretty late and I was exhausted and just so much was happening, and I didn't have any video ideas, and I was just like, what am I doing? I'm letting everybody down. But here's a little sweet video. I'm gonna try to post this before I go to a show later today, and if I didn't go to the show, I would have double uploaded today, but you know, the show got in the way, and it's gonna be a fun time anyway. So thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Keep the music alive. Band interviews will make you cry?